Now that you know how to conduct your study and avoid biases in the process, it's time to think about another important part of usability study, note-taking. In this video, we'll explore why you need to take notes during a usability study and who takes notes, and ways to take effective notes. You might be wondering why we take notes during a usability study, especially if the session is being recorded. Well, there are a lot of reasons. First, note-taking lets you capture any thoughts you have during the usability study. For example, you can indicate what you notice about each participant's body language or the way that they're talking. Are they smiling? Do they seem frustrated? These are all useful observations to put into your notes. Remember to keep what we just learned about biases in mind whenever you make assumptions on how a participant is feeling based on body language or tone of voice. One way to avoid this bias in a moderated study is to ask the participant how they felt at the point in the study where they appeared to show an emotion. Think back to the mock usability study from earlier. When conducting a usability study live or watching the recordings, you can take notes on the tone of the participant's voice or even their word choice when describing the tasks. Let's review how participant A completed a task in the example usability study.
Prompt 3. Confirm booking of dog walker and complete the checkout process. Got it. Okay. I'm going to click Book right here. This seems fairly simple. What the heck? It looks like this is a page with details about my booking and the total cost. The app didn't even give me a page to confirm the dog walker I selected or the date and time I need. I'm not even sure if I had all the right details, but it went right to confirming the appointment. That's so annoying. I feel like most apps let you review what you're booking before you actually finish paying.
Now let's review how participant D completed the same task.
Prompt 3. Confirm booking a dog walker and complete the checkout process. Is booking the same thing as completing the checkout process? Is there a cart or something? Let me go back. Maybe I missed an add to cart button. I'd expect to see an add to cart or something here. I'm not sure on this one. Okay, let me go to the Learn More page I was on earlier. This must be somewhere. Okay, so it looks like I'm back here again. My only option seems to be click on the book button, so I'll try it. Oh wow, seems like that worked. Although I really don't know what happened. The screen says congrats and total cost, but I don't really know what I booked or clicked. Like there was no confirmation page to tell me about the dog walker, the time or price I was scheduling. How strange. I don't think I ever had this happen before.
What do you notice about the word choice these participants used? Did you catch that their words made it sound like the task was not easy? If you can hear their voices, you may have noticed that their tones were very different from one another. Participant A sounded frustrated, but participant D spoke in a positive tone. Even when they found the task difficult, they still remained upbeat. This is why note-taking is so important during usability studies. It helps you capture thoughts that the participants may or may not verbalize. Second, you might take notes to summarize a participant's experience during the study. Let's review how participant C felt about the whole experience.
Prompt 5. Would you use the dog walking app? Yeah, I definitely use this for sure. It really seems super simple to use. I just love to see a little more customization and of course some more actual details of the content. After that, I think it's pretty much ready to go. Thanks for letting me try it out today.
For example, you may write, Participant C felt the app was simple to use and would love to see more customization. Third, your notes can highlight really compelling quotes to include in your research report. Let's review how participant D completed a task in the example usability study.
Prompt 3, follow-up. Did you find these tasks easy or difficult to complete? Is there anything you would change? Considering I had to go back and forth between screens of the app, that was not simple. Usually, with any sort of checkout process, there's an add to cart function. I was just clicking on different buttons to try to figure it out.
For example, you may write something like this. Considering I had to go back and forth, yeah, that was not simple. Usually with any sort of checkout process, there's an add to cart function. Now that you know why notes are important, let's discuss who takes them. As an entry-level UX designer, you won't run a usability study on your own or be expected to take all the notes. If you have a UX researcher on your team, they will likely run the study and take the notes. Even if there is a dedicated researcher for the study, it's helpful for other team members involved in the project to attend and take notes. Why? Because each team member is most likely to notice issues that impact their work. For example, a UX writer might notice that a participant pressed the wrong button on the app because the wording was confusing. On the other hand, a UX designer might notice how long it took a user to find a button. At Google, we take thorough notes. In fact, whether the study is conducted remotely or in person, many team members will observe the study. Once the study is over, everyone consolidates their notes and experiences. Then all these notes are distilled into key insights, which inform the designs in the next stage of the design process. Now that you've learned why you take notes, you'll learn how to take notes. There's no right way to do it, and everyone has a favorite note-taking method. Our usability study notes were messy on one sheet of paper. You might also put each observation on a sticky note so your notes are easier to organize later. If you want to be even more organized, you can use a method called spreadsheet note-taking, which we'll cover in the next video. See you there.